Dear Boomers, today I want to talk about anniversaries of death anniversaries. Today is the anniversary of my husband's death, and also my little dog Pearl, who isn't that little, but she was the dog that we had together, my husband and I, for a number of years. And now I have had her since his death for 5 years. Now this morning, she could not get up. However, she's eating and drinking and pooping and peeing. I helped her get up, and I helped her walk to where she needed to do her business. And, this is the cycle of life. But I feel that these anniversaries are very, very powerful. It's almost like the angels are looking down on us as we process our lives without our husbands, our wives, without our spouses, without, in some cases, our children. Some of us process death, quote unquote, different ways. Some people never get over it. Some people do in different ways. They process it. If you look at it spiritually, it is easier to get over it. However, do we ever get over it? We actually become different people. We process things differently. And I'll just show you my little dog, Mossy. We're going to go take a look at Pearl, who she is lying in her favorite place. She got up and she went over to her favorite place, and that makes me feel better because I think she is able to move. I noticed last night she was having some problems with her mobility, and I gave her what was prescribed for her, a shot of glucosamine. And maybe that is kicking in now. It's a long-term thing, and she responds well to it and has responded. When I first got the prescription, she was really not doing well, but she has come back, and here she is. Pearl. Pearlie is going to have a guest today. Her friend Brian and Jenny are coming, and that will be good. We were going to actually go out and meet at a restaurant, but I thought I want to be with Pearl. I want to make sure has enough water. As you see, she has her water right there. And I wanted to make sure that she has all of her needs met. Pearlie, you are so gorgeous. So gorgeous. And it really would have been fitting had she decided to leave today. However, apparently she has not. She's still here, and I'm happy about that. Our animals are just so precious. They teach us so much. And I believe that older people like myself, seniors and boomers, do well to have an animal. However many you see fit to have. Last week, I took care of a dog named Luna while her mistress went to Morocco. That's awesome. And another thing that's so awesome about that is that she and Maso had a great time together, and Pearl seemed to enjoy her presence, and the three of them get along very well. I was also taking care of my friend's parrot, and that parrot is pretty remarkable too. But she seemed to like me, but when her mistress came home, she absolutely went wild with glee and happiness. It's so interesting. Now, this bird is 40 years old, a parrot. And, of course, when you're nearing 70, as her mistress is, she's starting to worry that she needs to find this parrot a home, a stable home. And stability is something not exactly a given in this present day situation. So let me think. I was taking Maso for a walk, and I made sure that Pearl like to be outside. She was a feral dog, so she loves to be outside. She was outside, and Luna was, I thought, inside. And as Maso and I were taking a walk up the road, I saw a dog that looked just like Luna. In fact, I thought it was Luna. And I thought, oh my God, she got out of, as you can see, we have a fenced-in yard. I thought, which was false, that she jumped over this fence. Crazy. I was so worried. I ran after this dog for about a mile. And then I called the police. And they said that there was a dog that was sighted outside people's security cameras. So that we were for sure thinking that that dog was alive, hadn't gotten hit or anything. They said, and it was dusk and it had turned dark. They said, go home and we will come by with the dog, because they were pretty sure they were going to pick up the dog. And the dog I thought was Luna. And so I get home and Luna is sleeping soundly on the recliner. So it was like so bizarre. To me, it was. I mean, I felt like it was some kind of animal communication or whatever. And then I saw my neighbor the next day, and he said, the dog is still on the loose, and it turns out it was a greyhound. So I was chasing a greyhound for a mile, like not knowing it was a greyhound. I thought it was Luna. But can you imagine trying to catch a greyhound? No way. Oh, it was a delightful evening. So today I have invited one of Pearl's boyfriend to come over. His name is Brian. His mistress happens to be in town, and we'll have a nice reunion, and she'll perk up a little bit. She really loves him. He's a big Rottweiler, and it turns out we saved his life. He did bite a friend of ours, and he was going to put that dog down. And so I called him up. Everybody else was afraid to call him. I called him up and had a difficult conversation with him. I said, give the dog to me. I don't like the thought of putting a dog down. He is kind of scary, but he loves women more than he was a stray also. So we don't know what his background was. He was not a feral dog like Pearl was, and sometimes is. But these dogs are living on their own terms. Let us not forget that. We really are here to care for them. And they are here to give us the love in our heart that we actually deserve. We deserve it because we have them to teach us that. And I am so thrilled to be able to relay this information to you. I would like you to tell me about your dog stories that are very somehow bizarre. And I must say too, years ago, I have talked about this on very videos I did a while ago about having dogs that were killed by a neighbor who hated dogs. He also wanted to come into our property and arrest us for drugs, which we did not have. So these dogs were all killed. And I think I might have been a little triggered by this whole thing. I think dogs tend to trigger me to this day about that experience that was very, very painful. And you can only imagine, I'm sure, that when your beautiful dogs are shot before your... I did see the bodies of the dogs after they were killed. I did manage to get some post-traumatic stress out of the deal. And now it's been many, many years later, and I revere dogs more than almost anything. Cats are great. Love cats. We had goats. Tom and I, my husband who passed, we had goats. We had sheep. And a friend of mine who recently passed her son was reminding me of a story on Halloween when we had a Halloween party. My friend his mother who died came to the party dressed as a sheep, and she chased the ram up the hill, scared him half to death because I think he thought she was a sheep. I don't know if he did or not. Anyway, join the channel if you will. Come in anytime and there's a lot of, I do videos every day, so take a look at them. Usually I like to talk about quotes, but today I have a quote that says, love the moment at hand. Take care. Bye-bye.